Welcome everyone. For those who don't know me, my name is Julian, and this is a new series where I'm going to share tips and essays that help me achieve a Premier's Award for English. Now, with the exams approaching, I hope that you find the sample essays that I share helpful. But again, remember that there is no right answer in English, only a better one that suits your style. Now, with that out of the way, this is going to be a short introduction on how I personally write essays. And just note, this is where I'll be talking about how I write, not what to write. That's dependent on the section and the text that you're doing, which I will go through later, but as an introduction, I think it's important to see my writing process. So let's get started. First thing I want to address is what I do differently, because sometimes you can see the end product of an essay, but not the process. So let's discuss this through an example. The essay topic and section here aren't too important. Now, looking at this, there's two things I want to draw your attention on. First is color coding, but more importantly, it's the splitting of paragraphs, as you can see here. As a quick side note, remember this is just for practice essays, and it's all one paragraph, this entire thing. And when you write this in an exam, it should be combined into one coherent piece. But as a practice, I see many benefits of splitting it like this. Because first, it can help streamline your ideas, because it's much easier to look at a segment like this and see, does it link to the topic? Does it have the quotes that you want? Or does it have the necessary elements that you want? Does it meet your word count goal? And so on. Second of all, it feels much less painful writing when you're completing an essay in small chunks. This technique helps reduce the friction of writing. Rather than writing one entire paragraph, you're just writing these small segments, and you just keep repeating that. And even if the product is the same, the process will be mentally much easier. Now, what is in each segment? Apart from the topic sentence, the transition sentence here, and the link, since it's comparative, the other 4 points are your talking points. So it can be a quote or it can be a few related quotes, but it doesn't have to be. For example, in argument analysis, each section could be a literary technique or a visual or something that the author talks about. For text response or comparative, it could be a poem, it could be a scene, a chapter, quote, character, symbol, and so on. So as long as it's a valid idea that supports your point, that is fine. And the way you expand on that idea is using the how, what, why strategy. So how, what, why. What is what you're talking about? So for example here, I'm talking about the social and political privileges or the abuses of power. How is this shown? So through these quotes here. And why? How does this link to the topic? And why did you choose to talk about this point? And what is its significance? So cannot stress this enough. Why is your most important part out of these three? So you can see here, this is where my why is located. Okay, now the amount of segments that I have for each essay is different depending on the essay type. But as a brief summary, I like to have around 3 to 4 points. Again, it's a rough guide, don't take it too rigidly. And then, so 3 paragraphs, so 3 times around 3 to 4, so around 9 to 12 of these points in total. So around 9 to 12 of these. So it's not a lot when you view it like this. And especially since each point is only a couple of sentences, hopefully this gives you the motivation to stop procrastinating and finish that essay that you're working on. Okay, so you might still have some questions on the structure I use. So feel free to ask me in the comments below. And I understand that I didn't go into too much detail about what exactly to write, but that's why I'm going to cover a lot of sample essays in the following videos, so you can see exactly what to write for each section and for each paragraph. But hopefully that was a helpful overview on how I write. I'll see you in the sample essay videos.